Okay, we're about to start the match in a minute. It's 8 o'clock. We're just waiting for the teams to finish taking the photos with the ET, and we'll be live in a few minutes. First frame will be Sam Boom versus Mick Thorpe. So we're just waiting for the first frame to get going. The only thing we're waiting for, as daft as it sounds, is the iron to warm up. So we'll be on in a couple of minutes. Daz is just going to go and check to see if it's warm enough. Okay, we're about to go live. So the final is being played between Court Snapbacks, they're the home team, against Court Gimme a Break as the away team. As we see a moment ago, the starting lineup is Sam versus Mick, Ian versus Carl, Jamie versus Becky, Sean versus Adam Deegan, Scott Beasley versus Liz, and that's the end of the first session. And then following the first session, the two captains will submit another sheet with their second session's team on. So we're going to start off with a lag. The team have to go up to the top cushion and back without touching the side or the pocket. The ball that is closest to the bulk cushion wins the lag, or wins the decision, but they will choose to break. They'll go up. I've just been explaining the lagging rule. Just been explaining the rule about the lag.
You can come off 3 cushions if you like. Still may call it a foul.
No, you can go off 3 cushions.
What, up, down, up?
Yeah.
I think you'll lose.
Not necessarily. It depends how good judge placement.
Yeah, well, you'd have to judge
Well,
by 20.
yeah, you'd go 1, 2, 3, and then come back and stop just before you kiss it.
Well, you're good at that.
Yeah. And to be fair,
Go 2 cushions.
to be fair, if somebody hits the side rail, it doesn't matter where it lands.
Right, yeah.
So they could
If
hit
they
3
do it.
cushions, and it'd be regardless of where it landed, as long as it wasn't a side rail.
I've seen a few people with the jaws.
So to cut a long story short of what Jamie's trying to say here, you can't touch a side rail, you can't touch the jaws of the pocket.
Who doesn't understand the lag?
Could have people tuning in from America again, as
They know
we
the
did
lag.
2 weeks ago. Most people think that the lag is a jet lag, or the buffering on your YouTube.
Okay. Hopefully there won't be much buffering tonight. But, what's happening here? We are getting
So
started.
we were waiting for Mick.
10 minutes late. What's the order for the first session?
Well, we'll just watch the lag, and then we'll pop it back up
Oh,
again.
yeah, I fancy Sam to win this one. Mick looks like he's in that quite hard.
I think it's going to be, and that's
They're both not
Sam
brilliant.
won the lag there. So the first frame is Sam, Mick, Ian, Carl, Jamie, Becky, Sean and Deegan, and Scott versus Liz.
Scott's opted to put himself in over Liam.
Sam has chosen to take the break.
Strange choice, Trace, you having that chair? Still up then?
So we are a little late in starting, and we did have a major problem on Becky's team before we got started. Liz and Becky turned up, and they were not happy about having their photograph taken. So we had to have a short break whilst they went and did their hair. Okay, we've got a bit of a problem there. Cue ball off the break, that means 2 shots to the opposing team.
And the
Cue ball in
split.
hand.
Well, even
Big, it's a big split, and you could take either ball here. The only thing that it does is, on the opening frame in a match like this, it puts a bit of pressure on, because really he's thinking now he's got to win this frame.
If he goes reds, I think you've got to play this red, this by that yellow, but you could switch it.
The
Unless
thing
it's
is, he's got
flies in
but he's got 2 shots, so he's got an opportunity to make it right.
Okay. But
Really,
it's a big pocket now.
really,
Maybe
it's
he could,
there's not a lot that can go wrong here with 2 shots. And to be honest, that's very unlike Sam to
the thing is, he's not really
to make a
hitting
mistake
hard, it's
like
just kind
that.
of bounced
He,
off.
what he's done is he must have cued and had the cue ball bouncing, and the bounce has made contact with that front ball just above the centre.
Well, Sam was right,
And as soon as it
definitely
does
learn a
that,
lot from watching him.
as
And
soon
what
as
to
it
break.
does that, then you're likely to have the cue ball come off the table.
How many views have we got in a minute? We've got many? Oh, there's a few here already. Scott did the ET turn up, they did. Autographs and pictures done. And there's no sound on the screen. Great.
So Ben is live with us. He is watching on Nessa's phone.
Who's Nissa?
Don't know.
Has Ben got a girlfriend? Is that why he's not been here for a while?
It's Ben on someone's phone at work. Come on, Scott.
At least Davey's got something to
Kev,
do.
Royalty must be visiting, going by the prep around the table. No sound on the stream. Yes, Charlie, we hadn't started yet, but we're live and rolling.
I'll tell you what, I've not paid attention to
And yes, Kev, the ET did turn up. I think he does still have to. Yeah, I think he does still have to.
Oh, well, if he's still got 2, then...
So yes, Kev, the ET did turn up. We had the photographs taken out the front. It'd be good if you could get a copy of those photos, and we'll pop them up online, because we didn't take our own.
This could go wrong.
It's an interesting shot here, because I fancy that most players would just stretch and reach this. I'm surprised that he has.
I think Sean had struggled to reach it. I don't know. He's got issues.
Do you know what?
Very lucky.
He's been very fortunate with that kiss. Now I know it's push-up like a little bit safe, but when you've had a bit of run like that, you've got to be pleased with the result.
He slipped past them and been on nothing, snooping himself.
Well, I fancy it. I mean, if he'd have hit that half ball, then he'd have been behind the yellows and the black over here. So he's been very fortunate there.
I mean, the black looks a little bit more workable from.
The black looks very easy to me.
Oh, maybe it goes. Oh, there you go.
Absolutely flies, and he's in a pretty good position to take it out with what I believe he's still got 2 shots.
Yeah, he can just misses this one
So,
and goes safe. Oh.
So Mick's just stood up. He's just had 2 chaps walk through his shot.
Walk around. I don't know. There's an excuse for a twist.
So he's chosen to stand up, but Mick has taken out the first frame. So that's good frame there for Mick.
Why is Lady wearing white gloves? Do we know? Is it to try and look the part? What's the white gloves all about? I'm surprised it's not come shirt and the lights. I think it's working now.
Yeah, it is now. It's just we started the stream early so people could tune in ready for it to be started.
Oh, A-Train is it?
Kev there, Kev on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It worked.
Recommended update for the PC.
Good evening, Kev.
Frame 2, I'll take these gloves off.
Yeah, sweating.
Every time I get in the balls out, I try to flick the felt thing off and it keeps sticking to the ball.
Did you tell him the evening they turned up?
Yeah.
He's going to email Bob for it.
So that's Kev's just realised Daz is here.
Ian.
Okay, so that's
That was a good
caught
finish
Gimme
there
a
by.
break.
It was good.
He had 2 shots though.
Did he have 2? Oh,
Still had to take him out.
Sam jumped the cue ball off the table off the break.
oh, did he? Yeah. Yeah, he's at work.
And they split pretty well, but I mean, like we said, you've got to take them out, and then first frame of a cut match, there can be a bit of pressure, because it nearly did go wrong for him. He had a cannon on the black that he's not meant to play, and that was because he left himself a rest shot that, again, he didn't intend on playing, but he had a bit of fortune, but then he took out a good black and finished
Well,
the
as
frame
a
well.
neutral, I do think they need a good start.
Absolutely, they need one. It's
Good
no
start,
for
middle
us,
and
but-
end, really.
Yeah, because I think if you get a little bit of a lead, I think you'll win quite easily. But if they get a good start, it could be they could make a difference.
Well, these 2 teams have played each other a few times this season. They played each other 2 weeks ago, and without Sam and Ian, they beat Gimme a
No, I
Break
think
10-5.
I think the cup final's a bit different though, because I think if both teams can keep it level,
Yeah, absolutely.
it does make it a little bit of more of an even match.
You're right.
Where league matches and that, you're not really that interested. So if Gimme a Break can get a good start, which I mean, say perhaps a 3-2 in the first session or something like that,
Ian's
just to
left
keep
him
the
go on these reds here
keep the match
The
alive.
thing is, what you're going to get here from Ian is he's somebody who's happy to play a slow frame if he needs to. So Carl he's tried to tie it up a little bit.
That's what I thought.
So
It must be a second leg.
it is a second leg. They all played the first one last week.
week.
It's the qualifier for the Champions League.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought it was a bit early for me. So
Yeah, it's the qualifiers. So any team that don't finish in the top 2 or top 3? Top 2.
I don't know.
Top 2, then the next 2 down have to go through the qualification. Or like United qualified by the Europa.
See, I think Carl had a great opportunity there to get real control of this frame. If he'd have potted the balls in the middle and got the white down in here to this end of the table, then he could have played the red along the rail and covered the pocket.
I think what you've just seen there is he has tried to. He's not tried to win. I don't think he's tried to really play it safe. I think he's just tried to not leave much.
Yeah, if he'd have got this, took this down here and got down here, he could have got control of the frame.
It goes through.
There. Depends how straight it is.
Maybe just chucking it over the pocket.
Yeah.
You're not going to be clearing it from here if you put it into here. So, over the pocket.
Oh, and Kev's at work as well, so we've got two people watching from work.
Is Ben at work?
Ben's at work.
So who's your team tonight then, lads?
So we've got Sam first,
Yeah.
Ian second, Jamie third, Sean fourth, me fifth.
Right, get out, mate.
Okay. And any reserves?
We've got Liam over there.
We've got Liam.
A-Train's over there.
And
If
Aaron.
need.
Yeah.
And who's the...
Aaron's playing his doubles, so we're hoping that we don't need to use him.
Scott's driven back from Ireland just to be here tonight.
Yeah, and I've come home from Ireland, and
Which
genuinely,
is really, really good to see.
and genuinely,
It's
Ian has booked a holiday which finished tomorrow. He was away at Wales, and he has come home to play the game.
wow, that is dedication
So
for you.
you've got 2 players here that
I've got to
have made a
admit,
big sacrifice to win the
If
first
it was
cup.
me, there's no way in a million years I would cut my brakes.
Yeah.
But you always should know by now that you guys aren't going to be in the cup final.
No.
So you
Yeah.
can plan
Unless
for
we
this.
play you in the final.
Yeah, that is
well,
true.
That's it. If
They've played us a couple of times in the final. I
Who
remember
won
how
the
they
league
went.
this year, by the way? Because I've been away for a couple of weeks. I
Can't
don't really
remember.
know who's
Don't
actually
I know who won the league.
Oh.
It's a team that basically
wins it every year, is it?
They don't win it
Same
every
year,
year.
every year.
consistently get given
They
frames
don't
over
win
the
it
frame.
every year, but they do.
Is it the same team that
I've
wins it
watched
every
a
year?
lot of the
I don't
strings.
know. I'm just
I've
asking.
watched a lot
I
of
just
the
want to know:
strings.
is it that same team
Before
that
this
win it every
season,
year?
the last season I was
They
in,
don't win it every year because I know that I've won.
Okay, then 90% of the time.
We'll go with that stat.
It's a stat, and that stat does show that it's not every. I can't see what it says. How do I get to be just me and not PWR on
Site.
the site, please?
What's that on?
I don't know what phone she's on.
She's got a Samsung something.
I don't know how it works.
Sam
on
will know.
Android.
She's got it.
Yeah, but it's because she is. Can you reply and say he doesn't know unless he's with you, really? Jamie will have a look. Basically, what you want, Jamie?
Positively. Shit.
She is an admin on the Facebook site, so she can type as admin, or she can. There's a little button that you press that you can change it, so you can also write as a normal person. So clearly, Daz didn't read the report.
Daz didn't read the report.
There was a
That
big
must-
wipe in the E2.
Read what report, Kev?
It must have been the report on winning the league.
Oh, right, okay. No, I didn't know.
But I tell you what, they didn't get. They didn't get the photos in the paper like the Snapbacks are going to get next week. Winners or losers, they're in.
But do we take the money for the league this year? Is that right? Is there money? Is there money
There
for?
is, there is,
Ah, well. Do you get any money for winning the cup?
You're going to get less than what we do
Why is that?
because we've won the cup and second in the league. You've just won the league.
You don't get anything for second.
Of course you do.
Surely.
Yeah, you do.
That needs to be changed at the meeting. Nothing for second.
You get
Nothing
more
for
for coming
second.
seconds.
You don't get nothing for second. You don't get anything for second in anything, do you?
Northern Ireland's number 69. Give me a break to win 8-5.
Who said that?
Who's that? Is that Lee
That's got to be
McShane?
Lee. You were money for the league.
Lee, I think you could be right here. I think they. You do win money for the league.
Ian's gonna play
Lee,
this one.
That's right. And I've just
Well, he
stated that.
hasn't. And it
And you
isn't,
get nothing
it isn't
for
going to
second.
squeeze in. You know what you get for 2 in a bed? Are they separated or are they touching? If if they're separated, he
Yeah,
might be able to
separated.
plant.
I don't
see the
think
big
it's.
gap between
I
them.
don't think it's making the plant. I think it's leaving yourself on the next shot.
Yeah, I've
Goes towards that
nearly
back position,
impossible.
don't
Right.
He's not got the pot.
Oh, he was on the other red yellow as well.
And if you were standing
Could be some
quite
trouble
close
now.
to him there, he would have poked your eye out.
There was a kick to try and knock that in because he knew as soon as he had hit that was wide. It's one of those things. Looking at where it's landed, it'd have been perfect if it had gone down. But if he'd have played it with less pace, he'd have left that yellow over the pocket. So it's one of those ones with positives and negatives over all of them.
I think the wallet's over there. This Sean Gill, actually.
Did Scott?
He's kept it. He's kept it.
For what?
$60. How much does it go? 50p.
Who did she give me? Ipswich Town and Blackpool.
Amanda won it for me the other week. Put a pound at PSL as well, 25 quid.
Now what I will say is this is a 60-second shot clock here. Adie's just called 30 seconds, so he's used half of his allotted time.
No, he's in a bit of trouble.
He's in a lot of trouble. What he needs to do is just make sure he plays a legal shot.
I don't want to bump this red out. It's a good effort.
Do you know what? That is a very good shot. And he's left a chance,
No, he's not left it.
but it's not easy. It's a tricky cutback is his best shot. And you know what? The cue ball could run close to the yellow if he rolls it.
He can screw it, but he's not.
It's a tricky shot to screw it.
Yeah.
I think this could go close to that yellow.
The thing is, if you screw it, you're going down towards the other red.
And
You can
the
probably
really
come
big
in.
problem is if he plays it with any pace, he probably leaves a foul snooker.
I think he'll screw it.
Oh, he's just missed that yellow.
He just dropped the tin, he's on that yellow.
I don't know that he can pot that yellow in the middle.
Oh, yeah, it's that right on the pocket. It's,
He can, he's lined it straight up.
Oh, great chance here.
He just wants to leave himself low on this, so it's easy to get out for the black.
I think
I tell you, it wasn't as easy as what it looked. I
he
said
left it
that.
very low as well, but he left it
Yeah.
far too low.
He left it too low, but it's because he's hit it thicker than he intended. He's actually played for that to bounce out 2 or 3 more inches.
Yeah, I think he's played to come off the back position.
Absolutely, yeah. And he's hit it too thick.
Oh, where's this going?
And the table's very true. And I tell you what, that in the situation, there are 2, yeah. That's 2 big mistakes in a row, though. I mean, Ian should have probably taken that frame out, but that from Carl is criminal because that should be. Oh, there's nearly nowhere else.
I'd like to know what he was actually playing.
Yeah. I can only imagine he's trying to put it on the blue spot and give himself a chance on all 4 balls because I can't see a position that he's played. I think he's tried to land on everything. Sometimes when you try to land on everything, you land on
What would
nothing.
you have played there, Jamie?
I agree with you, Jay.
You have
I
the
think
ball on
put
the
it
bottom
over
of
on
the
this side.
pocket. You got 4 basically. You got 4 reds left. What
And
would you have played?
do you know what? He's left him.
I'd
He's,
probably come right across to this side.
Yeah,
Christian's
I
played
think
Yeah.
it's
this
simple
one
as that. All he's going to do is put the white on the left-hand rail, and then he's got
So then the
drop
red
that
in the
in,
middle,
drop the one in the
pushes yellow
middle.
to pushing little.
Yeah, very simple. So he's under it that by a good couple of feet.
yeah,
even.
I agree.
Even if he
Feet.
that's on this from the ball on the pocket. It's very poor, and to be honest, that was a big momentum swing, or even already in this match because you could have been 2-0 up.
And I'll go 1-0.
Well, it's all down to this positional shot here, really.
I think
Well,
it's
it's a
fine.
straight shot. He's not going to get on that.
It might be a little bit low, but it's still
Yeah,
on
he
it.
is a little bit. He's a
That's
bit
fine.
more awkward than he intended.
I tell you what, he might be in between and able to shoot
I think
that,
he's.
so he's
Do
not
you know? I
hampered.
think he's been lucky
Yeah, finding that gap, so he's not hampered.
because he can hit this.
Yeah, he can,
hit
yeah.
this.
He is screwing, which makes it a bit more
No, but
awkward.
if he couldn't hit the middle of the white there, that was a lot harder black.
Missed it.
Oh, he's
Missed
missed
it.
by a long
Oh
way.
my god.
And he's-
Very poor.
He's put it very safe as
He's,
well. So.
Ian's looked very, very edgy tonight. Start of this match, hasn't he? He's missed 2 or 3 good chances
Yeah,
that
and
he
do you
wouldn't
know
really
what?
miss.
the two players we've started with as well.
Now,
You
if
don't
Carl,
expect to make
now,
mistakes,
now
and
for
we've seen
me,
2 mistakes.
if Carl doesn't take this
I
out,
don't think he goes for it.
no, he's got, if he doesn't go for it, he's
I can't see him getting on that red nicely, see. So now
isn't
he's
on
going
now.
to and from.
What sort of shot is that? Because you've got to leave those over the cushion to get on the block.
That's why.
very
What are you
poor
doing?
shot, very poor shot.
That is unbelievable.
He's not really got the key pass.
And you know what? He's landed nearly straight on this one, so I struggle to see.
That's Bushby.
Yeah. I struggle, so this one he's landed virtually straight on it. I think he struggles to get on the other one, or he has to play a really tricky shot and screw it back for this one to leave the one closer to the black as his last ball. It's very, very tricky. He's
I
left
don't
himself in a
understand
lot
what
of
he's actually
trouble.
playing for.
Well, I tell you, look, he's not going for it. It's exactly as Jamie said. He's not going for it. And that is.
Well, do you know what happens?
That is
What he
mad.
deserves
He
to
for
lose.
him to double this now, yeah.
Yeah, he deserves to lose when you play a shot.
Because
like
you
that.
still going for them from where that is. You take the ball down
And
around.
screw back up.
And
Yeah.
screw back up. That's very, very.
And then you're still not leaving a tricky black anyway, even if you miss it. I don't fancy that you miss it, but you don't leave an easy black. I think.
I'll tell you what, whoever wins this frame, if Carl wins this frame, he's going to
Wins the
fall
session,
over the
I
line. Yeah. He's going to fall over the line. Now he needs to get that.
No, it's not. Is it? Do you know what?
He
I'm
deserves
really
it.
pleased
Yeah, he
because
deserves it, yeah.
I think when you. Yeah, but I think that when you don't go for it.
When you don't take the chances, even if you don't go get it, you have to go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, you can't be giving your opponent another shot. And it was a great shot. Whoever put that on there.
That was Ben Bushby, and he's absolutely right, Ben. That was a great shot.
But Ian had 3 chances before that to win the frame, and for Carl to give him another go was really, really poor from him.
Even though he'd played a poor position shot, Carl has got to go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got
Even
to
though
go
he
for
hasn't
it.
got on that, he's got a ball down the
Yeah.
bottom. He still has to try and clear them up.
Even if he
The
screws
black
somewhere
is
back to
safe,
the blue
isn't it?
spot,
The
he's
black
going to
is
leave
safe.
a very hard black.
Unless you're leaving the white on the top rail, that's a safe black. So it's
Absolutely.
a free chance of a finish.
Yeah.
So to try and play a snooker was just a nothing.
Yeah, I absolutely.
So guys, just so the guys know at home, what would you have done there?
Played snooker.
We ain't been changing the colours. We
So
forgot.
even for me, even for me, early on in this match, that is a big.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because all of it, they
That
could
should
go
have
two.
been
They could go
two.
two.
Should have
The
been
two
two.
potential best players of one
Yeah,
side.
absolutely, you're right.
To now it's 1-1 and James
Yeah.
at the table.
I mean, what you should have had after that frame was our 2 strongest players would both lost their frames. That's what you should have just had there. And that is a huge let-off.
And now
for
James has got a
our
good chance
team.
here to take out the
And
lead.
we're going to change the colours. So, oops. So, got snapbacks are yellow on this frame. It's not an easy clearance, but
The iron's on, by the way, if you want it ironing.
I think it's alright because I think you can pop the second yellow on the 2 on the right. The one that's behind, I think you can pop that now.
he's not taking it.
Well, I think you can.
You'll soon know because he'll go into him off this shot if he isn't.
He's gone.
He's gone into
tried
it.
to.
Played well.
He's
Played it
done it
perfect.
Well played, Jay.
Lovely control.
And he can roll this in, leave himself on the other one.
The ball near the black is the last ball, isn't it? If he can get straight, he can
And
just
then
drop it down the
that's
rail,
it,
leave the black in the middle.
middle.
I think Jamie gets these because he's not playing me.
I mean, Jamie's a very good player, and these are frames that Jamie takes out. He's gone a little bit past
He's going to
straight.
go high.
He's gone a little bit past
The
straight.
thing is, I think it's straight and just drop it so he can still play it.
I
Maybe
think
come
he
back
can
and
probably,
it middle.
but
He
he
would
could
have liked it.
He could just roll it
He
in.
would like this another an inch before where it got to.
He would have liked it a little bit
Oh, he's leaving.
high,
Problem is-
quite this way, wouldn't he?
Jamie is a player sometimes when he's playing a recovery shot, plays it a bit rash. So because this is a
I don't
recovery
fancy
shot,
stunning on the circles now. He's going to
Oh, I don't think he's on that. Is he on that? I don't
he's
think
not.
he
I
He's
think he's
shaking
on
his
it the
head.
side.
By
By
the
the looks
look-
of his face,
look at
it's
that.
He's
I don't
shaking his
know,
head.
isn't
The thing is though, what we can all say from that is he could have played that a lot slower.
I think he's trying to play it with slot.
I think he's trying to screw it round.
No,
He's
not
gone
got
too
it.
far. And Beck's got a pretty simple first ball.
Well, to be honest, I think I'd be probably bumping it over the bag getting the snooker. Because that's hard to it. If she can get the one with that red is.
It's a relatively
Thing is, the
simple
white,
escape.
if she doesn't get it right, the
think
white
so.
can go down the rail. I think
As,
You
well,
just play-
as long as the if the yellow, if the white,
If she doesn't leave a full ball snooker, he probably can.
I think she can just full ball and put Jamie in trouble.
that's the ball. That's the ball I would have played. Exactly what she's played.
He can.
Because if she pots the other one, she might leave herself in a little tricky situation trying to get another snooker. The only thing is, can he swerve this round?
No.
I think he can hit it still off the cushion, but he's not. He's actually going the opposite way to what I was thinking. But I think, like you, I probably would swerve it. But I think he could possibly play off the left-hand cushion.
I think what it looks like on the screen, I think there's a bit more of a gap there. I think it's maybe because he's awkward cueing, maybe.
I just think the thing when you swerve in that, the second you hit the cushion, you miss it. That's why
Yeah,
it's
but I
too
wouldn't be
hard.
going across the table this way because there's the black and the red,
It's not easy
and there's
to
a lot
hit,
to
is
get
it?
wrong. There's a lot to get wrong that way.
Not easy to hit.
Problem is he's on a timer. He's going 2 cushions to get it, which
Is it the black again?
I prefer even.
He's going to the black again.
Looks very good.
It looks pretty good.
Oh, unlucky.
Well, and Becky's too good a player to not take these out.
Well, she's got to take the red into the top right hand pocket. If she gets that, I fancy her to get it.
Absolutely. And I fancy her to get the pot.
What I would do is make sure I get the white to the near the middle pocket, so even if she doesn't get this, she has an easy plant next shot. So
That's
she's
the only thing I was
sort
going
of
to say
done
there. That when you miss the pot, if it rattles, it can go anywhere, which can make it difficult.
Yeah, the
Now,
only
if the
thing
black-
now
the black-
is the black's a bit
Black's
tricky.
quite simple if
See
you're
you
on it,
later,
but if
mate.
you're not on it,
Hello, mate.
if you're not on it, then now you're on it. I fancy getting a shot in.
Yeah.
So there's breaking news.
See you later.
Aaron and Patch have lost in the Thursday singles to Mick and Lloyd.
Thursday doubles.
Doubles. I meant the singles where 2 of you play at a time, as it otherwise known as the doubles.
Feeling that she's left there.
I don't think she has.
I think
because
she
I think it's
can-
an easy
he
ding. It's
swerved.
an easy ding, yeah, but he'd be down playing it.
He's definitely got the possibility of swerving it.
He can get
And if he hits the potting
It's just-
angle,
it's just as you get
he's
the black.
probably coming out.
The only thing you do though, if you swerve it, you can hit this and it can switch out. Can't it?
Yeah, I agree.
You've got to be aiming for the back cushion. There you go. There you go.
Come on, Jay.
Really good shot here from Jamie then. Puts 2-1.
This
So,
is going to be a heartbreaker.
If
I'm
this
gonna say,
if this
because
frame is
should
won,
really
you're right.
realistically be
She should have
3-0.
won this frame. This definitely.
Should be
This should have been
3-0
3-0.
to,
Should have been 3-0 and it was 2.
Jamie, great shot.
I'm
Well
gonna
played,
call
Jay.
it. I think that's their cup final.
That was a massive
Great.
frame.
I hate
Absolutely
to say
massive.
it already, but I think that's their cup final gone on.
Well played, Jay.
Sean Ackett.
Great black.
Next up.
Yeah, but you got yourself back in. You've played the shots as well as what you've been left.
Like, with the yellow in the middle, maybe screw it off the side too, because I just didn't want to risk it in this
But
match.
even when you've then played it to just pop
Well,
it in,
I couldn't
you've then
pot it. I've just tried to drop it over.
no,
the flag
sorry.
post.
You've then left yourself the wrong angle on the yellow in the middle. So
Oh,
you've
yeah,
then
yeah.
just tried to roll
Just
it
drop
in.
and pinch me at the
But
pocket to leave it.
you've probably hit it twice as hard as you needed
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
Good finish, though, mate.
Yeah, it was.
Meeting next week.
Yeah,
Who is the meeting?
Tuesday though, I think.
Because I'm going to put a rule in that games,
not-
games are not allowed to be cancelled.
Ever. Whatever.
Because what I'm going to say to
It's
Adi
just-
is every
it's a
time I'm
battle
on,
of the,
every time I'm on
battle
holiday,
of the big dogs.
I'm going to get Adi to cancel our game.
Yeah, but you're only allowed to cancel it if you can't field at least 3 players.
Oh right, is that case? Is it?
That's the rule.
Oh right.
You've got to be able to field at least, if you can field 3 players, then because your Thursday team cancelled a match because apparently you couldn't field 3
We
teams.
couldn't.
And if you can't, then you are allowed to cancel a game. But if your Thursday
I've got a
team,
funny feeling there's a few tactics going on
can't believe
It's
I've done
right
so
close
much
to
in
the
the
end of the
cushion.
season with
Sorry.
averages.
Well, I
People
can
are starting to cancel games.
I can tell you, Darren Hope, that I have not been a part of a team that have cancelled any matches.
Well, I've been enlightened today that that is going on. And if that is the case,
It's wrong. You're absolutely right.
I'm going to make sure that every time we play next year, if I'm not there, the games are going to be cancelled.
But as you know, you can't do that
No.
if you can field 3 players.
So
So
what
if
I think
you're,
I'm going to
if
put
the
forward
committee
is,
can
which I
prove,
think we should do anyway, is that the rankings should be done on a percentage exactly like the snooker.
To what point? How many games you have to play
so,
them?
but then what
The
happens
only
if a
thing
player
is-
plays one
Which is done
frame?
on a certain percentage. But you need to ask them how they do that because theirs is really
And
good.
then after somebody's got to 90% in the thing, they stop playing because they don't want to risk losing any
That's it,
frames.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can't do it that way. That's
Yeah, you
because of
can
that reason.
because
If you say that you have to play 80% of the
you're-
games, it goes on percentage.
You're,
But the problem
you're
is that-
hindering players for some people being away or at work or whatever. You basically miss one game that perhaps gives them no chance of winning the averages because 3 games in one night.
Yeah, I agree. What you've got to do though is make sure
This isn't me personally
we need
because
to-
I don't care. But I
we
am
need to
going
make
on
sure
other
that
players.
teams aren't cancelling matches,
Okay.
especially if they've
Yeah.
got, which the rules already exist,
Yeah.
that if 3 players are
Well,
available,
they can tell you they are or they aren't, can't they?
they can. They can tell you that.
They can all tell you that they're not.
Yeah.
They can say we've only got
Come on, Sean.
2 players when they've got 3. But
Yeah, you're absolutely
because
right.
somebody wants to win the averages, then they're cancelling games.
Who are we talking about here? This cancelling.
No, just in general,
yeah, just-
Damien, in general for next season going forward at the meeting.
We don't want,
About this.
and I agree. I don't want matches cancelled. And to be honest, I quite like the interleague rule, which is that a game cannot be cancelled, and if it is, it has to be arranged, basically to the detriment of the team that cancelled it in advance of the date. And if a player if whoever didn't cancel it has the advantage of basically nominating dates.
I agree with things like if there's a tournament in Yarmouth, yeah, it's very. Because a lot of teams go. There's a lot of players sometimes can't make
Yes,
it.
Sean, come on, mate.
But you can't tell me that
I think this is it. I think we run away now.
teams have
Well,
no
we should
more
have been
than
3-0
3
down,
players
it's unbelievable,
every
really.
week.
I know we should have 3-0.
We should have been. Well, Sam's lost the first one. Ian definitely had to lose the next one. And then, to be honest, after you didn't take them out,
Yeah, but
Becky
then
had.
it wasn't an easy lead because them Reds didn't really go.
Yeah, but she.
Keep an
After
eye out for the
I
shaking
missed
of
the
the
yellow,
hands.
yeah.
Yes, Sean. Is that me?
And they spoke as well. Yeah, it's you.
It's about champions places, isn't it?
So what?
What do you think on this one?
What we
listeners?
can say is that anybody who does have a proposal for the league, we are always interested. The AGM will be coming up, so do make sure that you submit any proposals to the committee. When I say written, it can be a text message, it can be an email, whatever you do, just make sure that the committee know about it and then it can be voted upon.
Well done.
Yes, Jamie.
They, do you reckon if they lose this one, then pretty
Well,
much it?
I called it at the time with Ian having 3 or 4 chances to win that frame. I think that was their cup final gone from there.
Well, I
because
think if Scott wins this one, then it's.
I
definitely
generally
out.
think they needed to stay in the lead, and I think with that frame, Carl should have won that time, not
Yeah.
1, twice, 3 times, either
Well,
over.
do we get back to the stream? What's Scott done then? Is it this? Just this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
And then
Liz has just
obviously
broke.
you to have
Scott
2 or
broke,
3
sorry.
chances to win. I
Yeah.
think that's their cup. As early as it is, I think that's their cup.
Well, I think a
final.
3-2. There's not out of it. The 4-1. I think they.
I think they needed needed a good start. I think they definitely needed to win the first session.
I'll tell you what, Scott's got drop. Well, if you can get into this red and yellow now, alright. I don't know, I think I've played the other one in rounds. But you can still have another go at it. Run this one through to leave the angle. Where are you watching the fight?
I think the solstice is showing it, Peterborough.
He is showing it. You're not doing it now.
Not big in the fight, mate. Too
Not
late
big.
in the morning.
What?
Too late in the morning.
What did you say before?
It's not
not
big
big
in the fight.
You're fucking joking. It's the highest. It's the
I
highest.
swear,
I think he was
Samuel
taking it.
Larson. Are you kidding me?
It's the highest paid pay-per-view fight.
Yeah, because it's charging that much.
Still a huge fight.
It's
Go on,
not
Scott.
a huge fight. It's a blooming UFC fighter fighting a bloke that's retired.
It's not about that, is it? It's about how many people are going to watch it and how many people are going to.
Well, I won't watch it because it's on at 2 in the morning, like I said. But it won't be 2 anyway. It'll be later than
Oh,
that.
Scott's going for shot of the week
You're
again.
not going to have it on here.
He likes to have a go. Oh,
No one's going to be here.
if you could get a shot played, that'd be good.
So, but my view of the fight is, do you know what it is? I think it's just a money maker for them both.
They don't need to make money though, do they?
Mayweather is absolutely loving it. Because I'll tell you what's happened is, right, he's retired, which for a start, I don't think he ever retired. He was always going to make a comeback because he wants to beat the record, doesn't he? He was going to come back for a huge payday against somebody. And if he does lose, obviously you don't want to lose, but he's going to get the payday regardless. And two, he's had the result because it's Conor McGregor who realistically can't lose. And people say one shot he could knock him down. Fair enough, but he's had 49 fights where someone could have hit him. But he's real good defence, he can't lose. And the
My
thing is,
view on it
I
is,
love McGregor.
if he was
I don't
any
want
good
him
at,
to win.
if he
this
was
is
any
just
good
giving
at
a frame.
boxing, he would be boxing.
That's exactly what I said. Like, he's about the money, isn't he?
That's well, giving a frame away there. Very big mistake.
Because I'm not being funny, As if you could
Oh, Scott's played a terrible shot there. From
having easier fights, because I'm not being funny.
terrible shot.
If you go down, you get 10 seconds.
If Scott was commentating, he'd be very angry.
And then when people say, oh, it's 8 ounce gloves now, and they think that's the advantage from McGregor. They're deluded.
Yeah, of course they are. He only usually fights.
A whole
anyway.
13 people saw how bad that was,
Did he?
including everyone in the room.
But the thing is, though, if you're having a fight with a boxer or a UFC fighter, you'd rather take a shot of the UFC fighter.
Even Scott shaking it. I don't know what excuse he's going to come out with, but it's not good enough.
I've been bridging and I just can't see.
You don't even just run it on and off the top cushion or something. Just don't do what you've done. Don't go near the yellows.
Enough negativity on the stream.
It was terrible.
There's been a lot of frames that have gone the wrong way.
Liz even got the red out for him,
With bridging,
and
Sometimes
she's giving it again. What's his excuse if he fucks this one and messes this one up?
Do you know what? The Gimme a Break here have given you such a start. in
Given
this
us a
match.
break, haven't they?
Yeah. Because they could have been 4-0 up. No, I know it's could have and should have, but
no, they could.
realistically.
Sean won his game.
Yeah.
Sean
Oh,
won
well,
his.
mine.
Sorry, yeah, Sean, yeah, sorry, yeah. Apart from Sean's frames, every one of the other frames, they had great chances to win.
Has he left his double off with the big yellow?
100% he does, because of how the game's gone. I just think the momentum's with us, they'll get.
Do you reckon it double kisses as well and then goes in off the yellow?
Depends who plays it with them. Oh, if he plays it with us.
Off the yellow. It's a good shot, it's a great double. Here we go then. Sam for us. 4-1. I can't see him coming back.
Well, I'm going to call it now.
You going for an
I'm
8-1?
going for an 8-1. Yeah.
Right, mate. How? Oh, there we go. So, oh, crap, what have we done there?
It's going to be an early night for 80 Buns, I'm going to call.
Yeah. He still wanted to be involved, even though he weren't playing.
Yeah,
It's good of him.
he couldn't help himself.
What have we done here? What have we done there? There we go. It's a 4-1 there. There's always a
Northern
chance.
Ireland's #1 saying anyway. is this person here?
That's Ben. Ben's on someone else's account at work.
After this frame, I'm going to have to go on and sort the scores.
I've sorted them.
Oh, yeah. What, and the scorecard?
Has Ben not got a phone?
Oh, I don't. How do I do that one? Sorry.
Don't worry. Just make sure.
I've done the scorecard.
Beck's gone yellow.
Oh,
so
is
what
that
you
one?
need to do? Yeah. No. But don't worry. Just raise
That one.
red above yellow. Yeah.
Oh.
No. What you're doing? Just drag it above it. No, you drag it to the same spot. Drag it above. Yeah, that's it. And the score's 4-1.
Yeah, I went to do the score and you said not to.
No, I meant the other scorecard.
Ben's got a phone now. It's not capable of internet.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not on the internet.
Have you seen the phone?
No.
That'll be why he's not on the internet. The phone, I don't think he's capable of it. Why are Daz and AD not playing tonight, lads?
Who's that?
Bushby's having a little dig
Oh,
there.
he's got a little dig there, isn't he? Well, I'm not playing because I just got back off holiday.
And then being out, there's a big factor in it as well.
Yeah, that makes a massive influence on who's on the starting five.
I brought my cue to have a practice, but I ain't got it out yet.
Laz, did you end up finishing top of the break dishes rankings?
I don't know.
No, because it's not finished. It's still Thursdays.
Are they a joint?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's joint, is it? On pissed it then. I pissed it.
Yeah. How many you got?
So I thought it was just wait, I think
I thought it was a Wednesday one
I
and a
think
Thursday.
yeah, I'm ahead on a Wednesday and on a Thursday. I think I've got 3 on a Thursday because I don't care on a Thursday actually. Clear up.
I'm sure it's joint.
If it's joint, I think I've got 8.
John
Got a snake on my phone though.
Thursday.
Well, that's what keeps you so busy, Ben.
I don't know.
Along with
got
other
one.
stuff. I got 2 now.
2. Oh,
And
you
I've
just
messed
got
up.
2 now.
I got 2. Yeah, I've messed up about 17 from the break.
Yeah, I've got definitely got 7, maybe 8.
I had 2 easy ones last week and messed them both up.
So unless John's got beat it, I don't know.
I don't know that. So what, Bex is on.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Someone who rolls balls on pockets.
I know, it's crazy. Isn't it? Best disher in the league.
I've seen Becky's yellow.
I bet she is, and she's
we're
got a
in a
chance.
lot
Well, I
You
don't know.
get
It's
any
that
money for
yellow.
break dishes?
No. But you did get nothing for it this season, do you?
That's the other thing I was going to say about because the Champions places, because basically you're not going to get 8 teams that are going to go, so you can't have summer and winter, so you're only going to get 4 spots. So I'm going to propose that it should be the singles winners on Wednesdays and Thursdays, both winter and summer. So rankings doesn't even come into it,
I'd say that's probably a good show.
and,
It's a singles
and then it
tournament.
stops people cancelling games.
That's a really good shout. Do you know? Get it written down. I much prefer that.
And then all it is, you're playing for the singles and that's it.
That is a
Wednesdays
really
and Thursday
good
nights.
idea.
The rankings doesn't come into it, and there's no stroke pulling.
Yeah.
There's no writing the card against somebody else.
Great shout.
Because it
You
happens.
still
I
get
don't
the
care what you
prestige
say. It
or-
still happens. People will think, oh, I want an easy night
I really
tonight.
like that.
I'll avoid Darren Open. I'll avoid. No, do you know what I mean? It happens.
I need to start avoiding you, but somehow I always draw you.
It should just be
Oh, she's left you for red.
the singles winners on a Wednesday and Thursday night, summer and winter, to qualify you for
I completely agree. Because it being a singles event, you should. But
And
you've
then-
got to look at, you've got to put into a structure because you've got a good chance of the same people winning potentially, Wednesday, Thursday, both seasons.
Yeah.
So who does it go to? It go to the runners up.
Then it goes to runners up in the
And
singles. Yeah.
then after that, where does it go?
It's never gonna. I don't think it's gonna ever go that far, is it?
We've got four spaces.
4 spaces
winner,
for
winner,
the whole.
winner, winner.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've got a chance. I mean, you could easily win 2.
Right. Okay. So
80 could win
yeah.
2.
Okay. So then, but the runners-up person is then going to get them spots. So
Yeah.
it's always as
I
long
think,
as
yeah,
it
I
goes
agree. I
to
think you
winners
would
and
be right.
runners-up. Rankings don't come into it. Then you don't have all this unnecessary stuff about cancelling games.
That throws that all out the window. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
Because you're not going to get. Me and Adi was on about it earlier.
Adi likes cancelled games.
Hey, nice, yeah. No, you're not going to get all the
People cancelling, so
people
like you say they
cancelling,
can
but
play for
yeah,
rankings
just to
and
win
stuff.
rankings and stuff. And then you're going to get people that turn up every week. Have got a better chance. I know turning up you should get a thingy for, but sometimes people have a genuine reason why they
Yeah.
can't get. And then if that costs them the averages, it's not very
Well,
nice for them.
that's it. But if singles match, you can always.
But yeah, it's always on both players' terms, isn't it?
That's it.
You always have plenty of time. AD gives you plenty of time to.
I think we actually had too long, and we
Yeah,
ended up
yeah, leave it
thinking
to
we've
the
got
last
ages
minute.
and we're here
yeah,
to play the night
yeah.
off.
And that's how I always do with mine. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to propose at the meeting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely plenty of time to play them. Looking at the.
And it's as fair as it can
I
be,
think,
isn't
yeah,
it?
singles
We know
is
the draw's
probably,
done
yeah.
legit now. I don't know if it was in it's
Previous
live
times,
draw, so everyone has the same.
Hey, go on, Sam. That's it.
It's a good shot there by
yeah,
Sam.
the Facebook live draw is a brilliant idea. And are they always going to look at drawing it? Well, they must draw every round at a time. Well,
Yeah.
you can still, even with the live draw, you know it's then not fixed.
Yeah,
Because it's
I like the
even if you've
I
got
like the FA Cup style draw though, because you're never planning out who you got, blah de blah and all that. I just think it's nice that you could basically pick anybody. You
Yeah.
could be very lucky and you could have a good draw then, or on the other hand you could draw all the best
That's
players.
it.
But
if you're going to win it, that's what you got to
but
do.
that's right. That's right.
That's a good idea, I bet.
You're well controlled.
Yeah.
I fancy you to get this, so my score's going to be wrong.
Well, it will be wrong if she gets this, definitely. But I still think it's going to be it's a good flag.
Yeah.
That's a good flag. But
So, Colin, yeah, I know what you're saying. Are you playing in this league next year, Colin? Anyway, are you coming over to the
Click on.
yeah, it's the,
coming over to
that
the
one.
PWR?
And then it's
They just weren't easy enough for me, but they were still fucking easy. It's the worst thing.
Played a good shot and then not very good one.
oh, I've gone the wrong way.
How bad is that?
Oh, what have I done here? I've done a mare.
Deegan, can you two just hold on a moment? I know it's silly, but we just got to sort the
So that's it, just press OK.
We've got to sort the players out.
That's what I keep telling you.
Oh, okay.
Not playing.
Well, I brought my cue to do some practice. They ain't fucking got out very far, is
Another
it?
mid-session.
Can you read?
Do you want to swap?
Can you
Do you
read
wanna
out their
iron
second
it?
session?
Do you want it ironing?
I don't know. What's your second session, Bex? So it's obviously Becky, Deegan, Liz. Oh, he's forgot. It's with Becky, Deegan, Liz, Craig, then Mick.
Becky,
Deegan,
Adam, Deegan,
Liz, Craig, and then Mick.
I just and
There we go.
okay.
I'll give you my
Back
last
onto
order
live.
when we get to it.
So again, last order. If we get to it.
That's a very good
So,
point.
yeah.
There's 4 frames left in this session, and the snapbacks just need 4 of them. That ironing's looking much better. It's the right temperature now.
Is that the first 5?
First 6.
Do you want to switch refs, Amy?
Now he wants to be involved in the cup final somehow.
He wants to be all the way through. They're here.
You know what you've been doing with them gloves?
So frame number 7 is Ian Fountain against Adam Deegan.
It was nice of Sam to throw that one to give you another frame.
Yeah, it was interesting because it did all of a sudden seem like it was it had gone all one way. Well, it could.
The thing is,
Could that's only
the thing
two
is,
behind
for the
now.
PWR, it's not very good if we just storm it.
Yeah,
So on purpose, we're going off the table first.
Sam, I'll tell you right now
You've
what the
seen me play for
PWR,
years. Have you ever seen me look the
what the
shot?
PWR want to see, what people want to see is excellence. They want to come.
Watch the rest tonight when I get home.
They want to come.
You'll be watching when you go
I
home.
played excellent shots to get the balls in the right position. I thought, I'll let her have this one.
I'll get a yellow even.
It's an interesting thought.
I made sure I put in the first hard when we got away, so it's too easy.
Yeah.
Ian's spotted the black. Oh no, he's just put it over the pocket.
Well, I tell you what, Deegan could take the black from there. He's in prime position.
He could do. I can't see him winning the frame if he does. But
Well, it's an uphill struggle if he does go for that at this stage.
he definitely won't help their situation. I mean, 4-2 down.
4-2 down, putting the black from here puts them in a lot of trouble. They're
I just
unlikely
don't see
to win the frame
benefit.
from there.
No, I don't see the benefit in that just yet.
It doesn't look like he's taking it on, but there is the chance. There is the chance of running into it still.
No, he's going nowhere near it. I think he's looking at the
James is going nowhere near it. I think
Has he missed it? No, he has got it.
he's potted it. He's hit it in the middle of the ball. Heart
In
of
the
the
middle of the
pocket.
ball? Is it in
Middle
the
of the
middle of
ball.
the
He's hit literally the middle of the ball there.
I think that is what he needed to do.
4-2. So Sam's got them back in it. You at the minute. Sam wanted to know who was playing best for Court Gimme a Break, and we have confirmed as a census that it is Sam.
I'll tell you what.
Tell you what, he has again. We did it
Did you win the
before.
cup last season?
Yeah.
We win the cup every year, but I've played the final.
No, you didn't play one year when we played against Jesters.
I played the final every year.
Well, what you'll find there is Ian has played a shot to cover the red.
Tell you what, no,
Which
he's
is-
perfect. He's
Well,
absolutely ideal.
he can take this and then take that one to the left top corner.
What about covering the reds?
Well, he's put that yellow way closer
Oh,
than what he intended.
Yeah, I mean, he still puts his one in the middle and covers down for it. So
Yeah. The problem is though, he's got the one near the black that doesn't go to the middle. He's got the one on the bolt cushion that isn't particularly easy.
Or maybe. I think he's absolutely fine here. He can. These aren't that hard.
They aren't that hard.
That's it. It does help when we get 6 chances as well. Oh, he's got that perfect.
Yeah, he has played that well, and he is in beautifully to take this ball to the bulk right
Tell you
cushion.
what, he's coming now. He's not. He's coming but what cushion?
Yeah.
Cushion. He's not putting on that cushion. Ball on the top right.
No,
I don't know if you get food at all. I know that you never use
I suspect we must do because we've just paid for it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. I hope it's
So,
not curry or something.
what we're going to find out here is
I'll take a Mars, but it's better than curry. Can he run through into the yellow? No, he can't.
No.
That answers that question.
and do you know what?
I don't know that.
We
if
are
it's
in
on
a
the plant-
tricky spot unless this
It's on the-
plants.
He was looking at it.
If this plants, fine. And do you know what? It ain't a given because he'd have got down and played it already. The only thing I would say is he's going to be on the right side of the ball to just run down the right hand side of the table for the ball at the bottom. And he's missed it.
I don't think he's in a cushion. Did he?
I think the ref has just called 2 shots.
So he's very close. He has called two.
We think he has called 2. So it should be a pretty simple clearance now for Deegan to take out.
He'd actually played worse.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, just drop this in, then you've got the red down onto the other red. It's, I've seen it going wrong, really.
The thing was with that shot that he played before, when he played that one with top, he could have landed anywhere at the top of the table. Oh, he has got fortunate there.
And he's nowhere. I don't know why he's played it like that. That's terrible. You just roll it through and then you can play the plant and you...
Yeah, but what I will say is he's been fortunate because he can now play that off the yellow and clear it for the other one. So he's not even going to need his 2 shots anymore.
Well, I don't know. There's still that red on the cushion. He's almost missed that red in here.
I can't see where you can...
It's a bit hard when you keep getting battered.
Yeah.
If this goes 4-3, then me and Daz are very wrong. I still fancy us doing it. Like, even if it starts going close, I still fancy us to.
I mean, that's absolutely perfect in behind that. Just play it off the yellow. Well, he might have done, but he's landed in absolute prime position here. But he's not actually looking at playing off the yellow. He's looking to just roll this in.
What's $50 for?
You need to know by the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to pay money.
Bex, if
Ivan,
you
hang on, I
paid
ain't
him
seen
to
this
go in it,
advertising. I told you I want to be in the singles league.
am I in Division 2?
You've already had this conversation on Facebook. You asked about it on Dave Wright's status.
When is it?
It needs to be paid by the 1st of September.
Yeah, I want in.
What division am I in?
You would be in Division 1.
That is a very unusual shot.
Why would you not roll it in the game? You're always going to be the wrong side.
The only thing is, it's a huge pocket.
Yeah, but still.
It's a absolutely massive
I
pocket.
don't know, that yellow sticks out quite a bit. You can easily hit it too thick. That's
It's a big double. It's not as big as the one I potted the black in, but it is big.
Too wide, see?
Sam was feared for his life. He thought he was going to get hit by an elbow. Becky's come over doing a Welsh impression. And then she tried to do a Welsh impression and it sounded slightly Indian. all of a sudden, Steve Singh entered the building.
That's a little racist.
Jamie seems to insist on that's racist, calling an Indian man Indian. Adi and Ian are just dancing between themselves to see if they can tell if it's on or off the cushion. And we don't know, it turns out. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. I think Ian is going to try and play a snooker here. This is not a very good shot, I don't think. He's playing the cross double, but he's still going to be in the same situation. This is big trouble.
I think Ian has tried to be Steve Singh there.
Yeah.
He had the impression and...
yeah, I think he heard the word Steve Singh mentioned and thought...
And he thought, well, I could be him as well.
Yeah, I can play this off 6 cushions. To be honest, these are gift of a chance that you've got to take out. He's left that awkward though, unnecessarily, but he...
to be fair, I actually fancy him to pot this.
I think he pots it. He runs round off 2 cushions and it's easy. It does go close, but he misses it far enough.
Oh, he's got
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Well, this is just...
well, that was all over the place, but he's snookers here.
Me for them, or him for us?
Well, Sam wants to do a Twitter hashtag, and what we're going to do is we're going to have hashtag Sam for Gimme a Break, or hashtag Deegan for Snapbacks. Ian has got to go for a snooker here. He has got to go for a snooker.
So who is it? Me, you, Scott,
So Ian is questioning something about a foul snooker all of a sudden.
No, he wants to know if it's touching the cushion, like the white has to say, he's asking him for the phone. It's not so on the rule.
Well, he can ask a yes/no question. Yeah. And that is fine. So Ian has asked a yes/no question, which you're allowed to do regarding the rules. And the yes/no question was, if I strike a ball that is touching a cushion, do I have to hit a cushion after? And the ref can answer a yes/no question. So the ref has told him the rule, and all is well.
So what if you said, should I play the snooker? Yes.
Yeah, you can't ask that. I'm pretty sure you can't ask that. You can ask it, but I don't think the referee would be obliged to tell you. The thing is, he's Potter getting out of the snooker isn't good enough because he leaves you right in behind a ball. So I think he's looking at playing a DF. Yeah, I agree.
think you've got to screw back.
That looks like what he's playing. Probably. That might not be good enough. Flick it over the bag and go into the red and yellow, surely.
I think his biggest mistake was the mess up the 2 shots earlier. Really, because he just tried to do too much rather than just drop balls in. I'm surprised he's not hit that a lot harder.
But he's got 2 shots. He doesn't need to do anything rash.
Get it out. I think you still got to get that out.
He can pot this, go up and down, and use 2 shots on that last yellow.
I don't think you need to go up and down. I think I'd have hit that.
Yeah, but if you do that, you were running into the red possibly.
Thanks.
Do you know what?
Both
And that will not plant. Tell you that now. That will not plant.
Yeah, this is still just mistake after mistake.
That, and do you know what? If you'd have played it my way, that wouldn't have happened.
Granted, but yeah, of course you would. Gets it just into the middle of the table.
I think he's going to go for the pot.
I think he plays it snooker. Just drops it right near that bottom bag.
Problem
It
is,
isn't going off.
yeah, but the problem,
He's probably worried about as well. If he hits it thin enough to play the snooker, then he might actually pop.
yeah, I think he might go for the pot.
No. Oh, I don't know, the way he's queuing that, yeah, he might be.
I'm pretty sure he's going to go for the pot. Hit it quite hard and get him out.
Oh, get some reverse side.
Ugh, go on. Well, you can put it over the pocket. I don't think you go for it. Put it over the pocket. He can't double it to the middle.
Depends what if you push it
He
too
has
far
to
over
triple it.
and you leave
He
the
would
big
have
bag.
to triple.
Yeah, if you leave the big bag, then you don't come up. I try going up and down.
Yeah, I
Pot
think
it, I'll just go up and down.
unless the white's
He's
going too much up.
he's playing this. He's playing to pot it. I tell the way he's queuing. But he stood up. He doesn't like it.
Has he?
He
There's no
does-
glory about it.
He stood up. I think he's just changed his shot because he's queuing. Yeah, he was queuing a lot softer, and he's left a chance here. He's left a chance here. It's not easy though. Well, he could go for the triple, or he could cut it back and go for the double past the yellow. Yeah, because it's a shot you shouldn't get. I think he was going for it. He stood up. He changed his mind, and I think that's probably why he's got the pace wrong. Becky's standing here saying she'd have gone for it. I don't think it's likely to get a snooker. Which way is he going? It looks like he's cutting it back. I think he's cutting it back to the yellow.
Yeah, you've got to be.
He's missed it by a long way though.
Hard enough, he's got him behind.
Do you know what?
If he had it,
He's unlucky though, he's just underwrit it because he's come off the vision 17 times.
and he would have
Little
one on it.
got it.
Just not the red stage as well. Yeah, good thinking.
I mean, you always got to hold on the red there.
And I think he's played it bad to be fair. There's it, man, there's-
And Jamie Stokes.
I'm a bit annoyed on third, just because we could get to. What could it be?
They're guaranteed to win the first round and the second session.
Exactly. If it goes to that, then it'll go down to Ian. And the way he's performing, he's not doing anything great, but he keeps getting given the frames.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to just about miss out on a frame. So
He's happy repping it all himself. Then do it.
So that takes the score to 6-2. Next frame is Jamie Stokes versus Liz Disney. I think you've got an open table there, and they've split pretty well. It's 5-2. I may have said 6-2, but I meant to say 5-2 if that's what I said. Good shot, Jake. That was a good shot there by Jay. He's got himself in a good position there now. Big news, the food is out. Bangers and chips are on the menu today.
And a roll if you want to buy one. Banging chips in the roll.
And Ivan has just suggested that they are possibly the best rolls in Peterborough.
Oh yeah. Unless I make them.
Unless Ivan makes them, and then they go down to second place. Just behind Markosh's sandwich bar. We can't tell if that yellow goes to the right centre. It mustn't, because he's looking at taking it to the bottom. Which then begs the question of, does the black? It must. Well, Jay's looking quite confident, and he played well in his first frame. And he's nicely in behind this to take it out again. Jamie would have earned his way up to top player, I think, if we were the away team. But Sean Hackett's got his chance to go out. And go one better. Okay, so the next frame is Sean Hackett versus Craig Harbisher. And the scores are 6-2 to Snapbacks. So we've got Mick and Becky have taken out the wins on their side so far, 8 frames in. That's a big break by Sean. 2, 4, 6, 7. Now he wants to take reds, but he hasn't potted a red off the break, so he must pot this ball. And he has. Confident first pot. Sean's played that quite nice. This is off the break. He's played a confident first pot. There was 7 reds on the table. It's a tricky red. He took it on. He's.
I fancy it, but lately, when Sean's had a chance at a break dish, it doesn't matter how.
When Sean's had a chance at a break dish, he makes it easy and then makes a mistake. But it's cup night. It's cup night, and
Is there any ketchup under that table?
it's cup night, and Sean is going. Thanks, mate. Do you want to? I was going to go to the toilet anyway, and I'll let one of you.
What's happened?
I just stood here and then he's gone to
Knocked
go
you.
yeah.
Spilled the drink in his handbag.
handbag.
Oh, there we go, Scott. I think we jinxed him. That's Ben. He's on one of his friend's account on at work or something. Sorry.
I've got the top of Aiden's pint on my arm. Better than the flag.
Not as much as landed in the handbag. It was good. It was good head.
Quite quick. I was really watching it. It was just.
Good mate. Oh, good, yeah.
Look under the table.
Yeah, something good. He must have been hiding in the.
There's a box of them under the table.
Another mistake from them.
Yeah, they've had a few chances in a few of the frames, haven't they?
In most, really.
Yeah. I think your white kicked when you hit that red down there to snooker, it definitely kicked. It's just it stopped dead. Stopped dead. He never even went forward hardly any. Just
When
stopped.
against me, that snooker, yeah. I played a shot earlier on.
Stopped dead.
One of the first shots I played kicked as well. It's kicked that much that I could hit the yellow. I know I've swerved it, but yeah. That's how it's pretty much just stopped.
First or second week of October.
It's in October. We'll get all dates sorted on Tuesday because we've got a meeting Tuesday.
We haven't got a set date, Darren, but yeah, we're around then.
It'll all be sorted Tuesday.
Got a couple of new signings for my Thursday night team.
Oh, that's great.
You need to after this year's performance. Maybe if you turned up once or
We'll be
twice.
challenging you next year, boys.
Who's he roped in?
I ain't roped anyone, they've asked to play.
Obviously, Matt's back
Bark
on the scene, so there's
Hopping,
one.
Oh, Matt Goodell. And Nicky. How reliable are they going to be though, Daz? Are they going to turn up as often as you, or?
I think one of them will be reliable every week.
He's not agreed to pay for it yet. He's just signed.
Maybe.
It's the home team.
I said that what you think we're all not scoring. But you didn't say that. You know you should just get back off.
Was it the hardest thing I've got?
David Collins, by my. Still fucking hard and slow down over me. Not got anything. That's the team. Two old boys from the act. Used to fucking hard.
Drafting your brother.
Yeah. Really just there,
The captain to win it then.
One way to look at it, Specs, we're having the
Conor
other.
McGregor's
The
style.
other. We're having Pete Gabriel.
When you got food tonight on cup night,
We've
Hey, there's
always
football
done food on the cup night. If you were here more often with your team, you know, you pick that up. But your team don't really do cup game very well, do they?
just win the league every year.
Must be talking about Wednesday. It's Thursday, you know.
That's the night's coming, mate. That's the night's coming.
When they turn up for the first 2 weeks, realise how bad they are.
You're going to wait for most of the season to finish and
Yeah, that won't start same time. It's just the difference was only having one team extra. That meant 2 extra league weeks and 1 extra cup prelim. That's why Thursday's behind. So that's why Wednesday
well, we've
playing.
got about 3 rearranged games if we're still playing on Thursday.
You've got one end, you're against the posters. You've got the posters, that's it. And it's you've got us, but it's not. You've still got players. There's about 4 or 5 games left on the first week. You've got to play us again in a few weeks' time. That's a proper game.
Oh, so I don't know if it's rearranged.
You had a few, I think you played in the last few weeks. You played PSL.
We played it twice in 1 week. There's on Monday
Fox
and
and
Thursday. Yes, we did, yeah. And then, yeah, we got the
Posters. Phil's cancelled out this week because half his team are going to Beer Fest. Phil Brown.
Oh, he's cancelled his game this week, is it?
I don't know.
He pulled another week off work.
Yeah, he said to me a little while back when he texted me or rang me Monday. I think he played you in the single. He rang me after that.
He rang you straight after.
He rang rang me after to say about cancelling the game.
Yeah, I see him on the phone and he's like,
He said to me, he just lost the fight. He just beat 5-1.
Surprised you not?
That's a bit shit. It must have been
I've got a roll, it's on.
I emailed it and I scanned a copy of the card on the email just in case.
I took a picture of it just in case, yeah.
I don't mind it works, so I scanned it easy.
And the fact that you wouldn't even mind the thing is like, cheers. You
don't do nothing, do
no, bullshit. See you, mate.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I missed him at half 8 this morning and I thought I left it. I even left a message saying, do I still need to press the card? But I scanned the copy and my email, so that should be good.
It does say on there he still wants the card. I posted it as well. Yeah.
I might do that. I don't want to have any.
It says on the thing that just it's already got the address on it.
We only got the post on this game. I think because we had them 2 fixtures, I think we're home for every game of the season now, yeah.
Yeah, it's best just to send it off. It's not worth the hassle.
Come on!
They were too clingy. Every time I went to get the rack out with the ball, it like stuck to the glove. It's like Velcro. Fucking went to pull the glove away, all the balls were given away in the car.
I was literally, the man said he's got flat tires, says, where is it? I was on it, and then I realised, wait a minute, the car's not here. I've got the bus here.
Couldn't do anything anyway. No, you don't have spares in there.
Couldn't I just put it on spare?
No, they don't have space anyway. You have a can of foam, which gets you a punch. But I've already used mine anyway, but it was a blowout. So that foam won't fix a hole. So I had to wait an hour and a half for recovery. And then go sit in fucking BMW for like 3 hours. I'm like, you ain't changed the tyre? There's some people walked in, I'm like, wanking out. When I rang up, I said, no, you need to get recovery. Actually, like, your car's not covered no more. It's a BMW dealership. I said, I need it, sure, we won't do it. I said, do you know, gospel trip, I said, do you know who my boss is? I did like, no. My boss is like royalty in BMW. He owns like 40 cars and himself. What's his name? Steve Day. We'll have a truck with you in an hour. Free! I'm like, I love name dropping. But yeah, but then I think I'm retiring now, obviously, but I don't know. Yeah, come credit card. Right.
See you, mate.
Yeah, I had a malfunction like yesterday. You're not on Facebook. Ran out of fuel, didn't I? On the Thorpe Road, Thorpewood roundabout, which I'm just about to come off. What's it called? From Hampton. Coming off the Thorpewood roundabout to go right up A47. Just wouldn't steer, wouldn't start, wouldn't do anything.
What, as you're going round?
No, I was just about to pull out into the roundabout. It's the first car out, and it stopped there. So,
What, in the slow lane or fast lane?
fast lane. Yes, mate, sort of. But you just told everyone on there that we haven't, so. Because you don't have a number on the database, you wouldn't have got the text. Because you don't have a number on the database, you wouldn't have got the text. Yeah, but your membership on the system didn't have a mobile number. Anyway.
I've been telling everybody the boxing's not on. It's 5 in the morning.
the idea was they were paying £10, £300 for the event. All we need is 30 people to pay for the bid themselves, we make tapping.
Yeah, so I called my mate to come and help me out. And while I'm waiting for him, I'm stood a little bit up the road, you know, waiting for him over. And people just ignore you. They get stuck behind a car that's got hazard lights on, it's not moving. And they're like, what the fuck? You just try and wait over. While I'm waiting for my mate, who just pulls up in front of me. He's just coming down that road anyway. He pulled over and we've tried to got it up on the divide. And drove me to the petrol station, got jerry can, filled it up, straight back, started again, let we're off. We have. We're doing £10 entry. You pay for your drinks before the event. So before 2 o'clock, you pay for all your drinks for the rest of the night. Then you get given those drinks throughout the night. The license doesn't.
Last time it happened, I was here with that Pacquiao fight, and I was.
That's what it is. We went to, me and Mick, we went to Lima Change with a couple of others, like Brother and Nicky Ridge and that. The problem is, if someone gets knocked out in the first round, that's it. That's the game. It's done.
That was that. Sorry, there wasn't much commentary there, but that was that. Scott Beasley's seen it home. He's put in a captain's stellar performance. Caught snapbacks of beat. Give me a break, 8 frames to 2.
Welcome to get into the final, please.